Hi, Tiffany. I've got to give you some feedback on your lab here. So let's see here. You were to identify the major similarities and differences, and my response here is the answer is too brief. There are more similarities. So you had to identify similarities and differences between prokaryotes and eukaryotes. So yes, they are composed of cells, but they've got cytoplasm, they've got genetic material, they have more similarities. Let's see, the rest is okay. Page 2. This is not the cell wall, it is the nucleus. The cell wall is this boxy region here. What components of the eukaryotic cell were visible in the onion root tip? You answered nucleus, cell wall, chromosomes, and cytoplasm. True, but you didn't answer which components were not or why. So you lost a couple points there. The rest are okay here. You were able to do your calculations correctly, and a lot of people weren't, so that's great. However, I don't think you grasped the whole point of the experiment. Cells with a smaller surface area have low diffusion rates. Larger volume cells have slow diffusion rates. So as a cell grows, the surface area to volume ratio decreases, thus decreasing diffusion. So the whole thing is about the surface area to volume up there, the surface area to volume ratio. So you got all of these questions wrong. What factor had the greatest effect? That would be the surface area to volume ratio. So please read up on that a little more so you do understand that. How does this experiment demonstrate the need for cells to maintain a smaller size? When they maintain a small size, they have a high surface area to volume ratio, so diffusion can occur quite easily. It has nothing to do with complexity of the cell. And then the last one, the blocks, you answered it incorrectly, but let's go over to this page here, and you are able to do your surface area to volume, which is great. But what about this question here? The question was determine the surface area, the volume, and the surface area to volume ratio. You didn't determine this last thing, the surface area to volume ratio. So you lost 3 points on that. And then this is the one that you determined, well, no, this one was the one that you determined had the highest diffusion rate just by looking at it. However, if you were to determine your surface area to volume ratio, you would determine that this block here, the middle block, has the highest ratio, which I think was 8.33. Therefore, it is the answer, it's the cell that you're looking for. So those are my comments on your lab. Please make sure you understand what you got wrong because you will need to know that for your midterm.